Yo, welcome to Spectator Sporting. I'm Zach Roach, along with my partner, Mr. Adi Wally. We got another big boxing show for y'all today. And if we talking boxing, you know we got Byron with this cool shirt on. We also got Harv War Bangers in the building. Man, check him out. The man is a boxing aficionado. Before we get into this big time show, make sure y'all go on Spectator Sporting, subscribe to the page, like, comment, go on TikTok, keep those comments coming, keep those videos circulating, and if you're in your car, go ahead and put on Spotify and put it on in your car. Well, fellas, it's almost time. This year's most anticipated fight between the 63-2 39 knockout super middleweight Canelo Alvarez from Mexico and the undefeated 41-0 with 31 knockouts super welterweight WBO intern world super welterweight champ from Omaha, Nebraska, Terence Bud Crawford. The anticipation is building. There are a lot of questions that people would want to know, and we're going to try to answer before this spectacular event on September 13th. Harv War Bangers. Talk to me about Canelo. How does he approach this fight against Terence Bud Crawford?
Man, that's a good question. I'm sure everyone got their own views.
Yeah, that's a lot of questions on this. Yeah, because
Right. All right, so I just, I think Canelo has to focus on attacking while coming forward. I think with Crawford, it's not a surprise that he should be planning on coming out to at least box Canelo for the early portion of the fight. So Canelo needs to work on his effectively pressuring Crawford with landing punches at the same time. And I feel like Canelo doesn't really do that well at doing that. He's slow on his feet. He's a little clunky and stuff. So that's something he needs to work on. He needs to be fast. He needs to speed it up. I feel like over the years, Canelo done slowed down a lot. And he's, I don't know if this would be the right way to explain it, but he's became more of a precision puncher instead of a quantity puncher. So it's like, to me, from when I watch Canelo fight, he's concentrating on where he's going to land his shot. He's waiting for the perfect time. Boom, he lands it. It may be a short combination, but it's a real, impactful combination. So I don't want to see that type of Canelo. I want to see the type of Canelo that's going to come forward, keep Crawford off of his, keep him from being comfortable, keep him off his game. It's understood that Crawford's going to come out here and try to outbox you. Okay, that means you got to step up your pressuring game. That means you got to, you got to throw some punches, Canelo. You can't just lay back and let this guy land because Crawford has the longer arms.
What's one advantage, Harv, that you see that Canelo clearly has? Is there an advantage that he clearly has? Okay.
Power. He has fight-changing power. And even though he hasn't knocked people out in a while.
It's been a while.
It's still there, And I feel like...
Allegedly.
Well, I feel like Crawford is the perfect person to show your power off to because he's coming up from a lighter weight class, which means if you're the heavier fighter, your power punches are that much more impactful. Now, if you can effectively pressure that fighter, then you can get that KO. And that's why I keep bringing it up because Canelo's known for coming forward, but he's not known for really that good at pressuring fighters into submission to where he just lands his hard shots. It's always an equation where the fighter has to be throwing punches at him, and then he can land a counter shot. You know what I mean? It's never where he's coming forward, like Betterby, for example, and just beating him into submission.
Right,
so
just
it's
attacking.
So that's what I think Canelo has to do. You have to prepare for what Crawford's going to do, and I think that's what Crawford's going to do. He's going to come to outbox him. So Canelo, you got to pressure. You got to pressure and start pressuring early. Don't let him sink in and get into his rhythm.
Adi, you heard Harv. How does Canelo approach this fight? He's going against a phenomenal boxer and Terence Bud Crawford. How does he attack this fight?
Well, finally, for the first time in 3 years, Canelo Alvarez is not fighting an underwhelming underdog. On September 13th, Canelo Alvarez will break his streak of 6 consecutive easy fights. He deprived us of that epic David Benavidez fight we've been calling for the last like 3 years, and he deprived us. He did not give it to us, but he will step into the ring versus Terence Crawford, and Canelo will have a significant advantage because Bud is moving up 2 weight classes to fight him. Moving up 2 weight classes to fight a younger and undisputed champion.
Don't discredit the fight. If Canelo wins, it's still an accomplishment.
Oh, well.
He's undisputed.
Okay, let's address that real quick, okay? Yeah. Now, let me tell you, it's a quote out there. Canelo said before he agreed to fight Terence Crawford, I didn't think this fight was going to happen because of what Canelo said. He said, if I beat Terence Crawford, he said, I don't want to fight Terence Crawford because if I beat him, people going to say he was just small, he came up from lower weight class, and I'm not going to get any credit for it. That's what Canelo said. Yeah. And I agree with him. Yeah. Because this man is coming up from 2 weight class.
He's only fighting this fight for the money. Like let it be said. He's not fighting this fight for glory. He's fighting this fight for the money.
Yeah, and it's a good name on the resume.
No, I'm talking about Canelo.
I'm
talking about Canelo.
Because I mean, you can say the same for Crawford too, right?
No,
well, he's
no. I'll cook on that later.
Let Adi finish. Let Adi
I'll cook on that later.
Let him cook. He got it. Y'all get back to
it.
I'll cook on that later.
I mean, Canelo is supposed to win this fight. So if he,
allegedly,
he's supposed to win this fight. So he moving up 2 weight classes. That's a huge advantage. So, Now, the thing is, what I'm trying to say is moving up 2 weight classes to fight a younger and undisputed champion is insane. Moving up 2 weight classes to fight any top contender is crazy, okay? Conor Benn moved up 2 weight classes to fight Chris Eubanks Jr. It was a very good fight, a lot of action, but Conor Benn lost the fight, okay? Special K, Carol Brook, he moved up 2 weight class to fight Triple G, and then he got a fracture on his eye.
Orbital bone,
yeah. And he lost the fight. He got knocked out by Triple G. Jermell Charlo moved up 2 weight classes to fight Canelo Alvarez.
That was such a lackluster fight. I don't even know why you mentioned that, but go ahead.
He lost the fight. Moving up 2 weight classes, man, you at a disadvantage, man. But Terence Crawford loves to point out.
Hold on, wait.
What?
I don't know, when you brought up the Charlo reference, it was like an aura from over there. What's going on, Byron?
I'm just waiting for my turn. I'm sick of this.
But it was when he brought up the Charlo versus Canelo fight, it was a reaction. What was
the reaction is that fight was a joke, and Canelo shouldn't have he shouldn't have even taken that fight. But it's just he's so acclimated to tomato can fights, so he takes this fight. But if you think in your right mind that Charlo and Crawford are 2 of the same entities, you don't know shit about what's coming. Ooh. You don't know shit about what's coming. And there are parameters of this fight that you don't discuss enough that hold a lot of weight. It holds a lot of weight, and it takes away from that advantage that you stands are giving him. And the fact of the matter is, Crawford walks around at this weight.
Okay.
He walks around at this weight.
But he doesn't fight at it.
He doesn't fight at it, but he walks around at this weight. And when I have my turn to speak, I will address it.
So,
you trying to get Byron fired up.
I'm already fired. It's too late. It's too late.
Basically, just think about how many times recently that you've seen a fighter move up 2 weight class and defeat a fighter, a top contender. You don't see it. Like into active fighters, who's done it? Okay, he moved up from cruiserweight and then he became a heavyweight.
Floyd Mayweather.
But how long ago was that? So what I'm saying is now
you saying it don't happen a lot,
but it don't happen a lot. Okay. It's rare. And then like Terence Crawford did point out
Japanese
that
monster
Manny Pacquiao moved up 2 weight classes.
Manny Pacquiao,
and he's a division champion.
The Golden Boy.
What's your friend Tank? Didn't Tank do it?
Mario Barrios.
Leo Santa Cruz.
He fought him at 140 though.
Well, Tank was
135.
He was 135. He wasn't come from 130 to 140 to fight him?
I thought that was at one. I think that jump was 135 to 140.
Okay.
Correct. Tank wasn't 130 when he fought Barrios.
Tank he fought at 130, then he moved up to 135.
And then he fought Barrios.
Yeah, so that is 2 weight classes.
But I'm talking about you jumping. But Terence Crawford is jumping the 160-pound division to go to 168. He didn't fight a fight at 160.
Right.
He's moving up 2 weight classes. Like, there's some people that fought at 1 weight class, went to the next weight class, and went to the next weight class. Right. He skipped 160. So, Manny Pacquiao did, Golden Boy, he jumped up 2 weight classes and he knocked him out. out, okay? And so now,
And Margarito, he did it to Margarito too.
Destroyed Margarita.
so it's a rare feat to do, okay? And so, but you don't see Canelo Alvarez hurt. You don't see this man hurt, even against Triple G and in Dimitri Bivol. He wasn't hurt. Now, Errol Spence Jr., he has a similar pressure fighter style of Canelo Alvarez, but Canelo Alvarez has much better head movement, better combination, and has much better counter punching ability, okay? And Canelo Alvarez, he has just been toying around with the cupcake double play of Jaime Munguia and Edgar Berlanga. Then he topped it off against the Cuban Roadrunner, William Skull, with some Tom and Jerry bullshit, but now playtime is over, okay?
Ooh, I
so,
like it.
Canelo Alvarez needs to place Terence Crawford in unfamiliar territory in the championship rounds. Terence Crawford, Bud Crawford, has not fought. He only fought past the 10th round once in the last 6 years. Drag him into the championship rounds and then get busy and hurt Terence Crawford and see what happens.
Well, we'll see what happens. So, Brian, I know this is going to be hard for you, but I need you to speak on how Canelo is going to prepare for this fight.
Tainted tacos. I don't know.
Yeah.
You have to look at who he brought in camp to spar with to see where he's going and what he needs to work on. And he's preparing himself for speed. He brought in Boots Ennis. He brought in Darrell Valsaint, who's an Olympic bronze medalist. So but Valsaint is more of a 6'1". I think he was preparing for southpaw, which I thought was funny because Crawford could switch it up on you. And it's been a couple fighters, shout out to Errol Spence, that swore to God he will come in, at one way, orthodox or southpaw, and then he will totally switch it up. This is a guy that switches during the fight. So if something's not working, he'll go to something else. But Canelo has to cut off the ring. He has to cut off the ring for this to be a competitive fight. But the thing is, Crawford might not run from you. Because he has a 74-inch reach against a 70-inch reach.
That's a good point.
I think just like these guys were talking, as it relates to Canelo, he has to go at this fight unlike he's done his last 6 fights. And that is my problem with fighting tomato can fights, because they don't prepare you for fights like this. They don't prepare you for fights where you have to basically fight someone that might have a better boxing IQ, or somebody where you might have to step out of your realm of what makes you comfortable. And Canelo looks very, very one-dimensional. I'm going to come forward. I have power, and I have some good counter punches, but how many great jabs has he fought? How many great counter punches on the inside has he fought? How many fighters has he fought that, has both hands? So why in the hell would you bring Boots Ennis into your camp? I don't understand why you would bring Boots Ennis into your camp. I mean, he's a switch hitter, but with no pop. I don't see, like, this guy's getting tune-ups at 154.
I don't think he's really worried about
now there's allegedly he brought Virgil Ortiz. Now I like Virgil Ortiz as a sparring opponent, to prepare him for this fight, for an inside fight. But for a Boots Ennis in your camp, I think Canelo is really trying to get to match that hand speed.
Does Crawford fight on the inside?
He will.
I don't think he'd do it against
He will,
Canelo,
but that's what I'm saying. The thing about Crawford is you really don't know what he's going to do. Like we had this conversation with Earl Spence, and where everyone was saying, Earl Spence and that pressure and this, and I was just like, man, this dude will fight him on the inside if he has to. He does have a very strong jab, and I was laughed at. I was told that I don't know anything that I'm talking about. So the thing with Canelo and what he has to do to be competitive in this fight is he has to do shit that he hasn't done for years. And that's the point of the matter. He hasn't done this shit for years. And you guys are bringing, you're scratching the recesses of your imagination and you're placing it on the internet and putting it on a plate and serving it cold. But the fact of the matter is, for Canelo to be competitive in this fight, he has to do things that he hasn't done. And he's faced opponents that move. He's faced opponents that were lackluster, and he hasn't looked good. He hasn't looked good doing it. And we see Tank against lesser competition. He knocks him the hell out. We see Inoue against lesser competition. He knocks him the hell out. Canelo doesn't finish these guys, and he doesn't look good beating them. You know, shout out to the judges. The judges make Canelo look good for the past 6 fights. And so now we sit here, you know, what is Canelo going to do against Crawford? And while some of you are saying, you know, domination and weight, really the only thing that I hear is his weight, his power, his weight, his power, his weight, his power. And that's all that he has. But when I get to talking about Crawford, we'll dive into that.
Well, to Byron's point, the last super quality fight that Canelo had was against Dimitri Bivol, and we all know what happened with that. You know,
no, I thought Caleb Plant was a good opponent.
Oh,
I thought Caleb Plant was a good opponent.
Well, it was Caleb Plant, then it was Bivol.
Yeah, right.
Plant, then Bivol.
Well, don't forget to point out that Bivol came down, right?
No,
that was 175.
Canelo went up.
Canelo went up.
So that kind of puts Canelo at a disadvantage, right? He tested.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to say that,
great.
if you want to say that,
I mean, you know,
I can.
But I mean, I'm not saying that that's an excuse for him for losing. I'm just saying, hey, you know, if you're gonna test yourself to be great, you gotta wear the consequence.
So let me ask. So no, you're right, 100%. But let me ask you a question. I'm just asking because I don't know. Like, so when you watching that fight, did you think it was a weight issue, or did you think it was more of a skill and boxing thing when watching that fight with Bivol and Canelo?
I thought he was outclassed.
I agree. It was skill.
outclassed.
And it looked like he was being outclassed by basic fundamental boxing.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. So that was my point. That's what I'm trying.
Right,
I don't think Bivol's weight had anything to do with him because Bivol's not a knockout artist.
And this legendary power that y'all speak of, this ass-taking Zeus god power that he has, it did not show in that fight. Like he landed power shots and Bivol still put him at the end of that jab and did whatever the hell he wanted to.
He did land power shots, but you know, I mean, let's be fair, right? If you got a bigger guy, his punch absorbing is gonna be, you know, more than a smaller guy. You know what I mean?
That's fair. That's
so
fair.
you know, I mean, that argument could be pressed, but Bivol was also has an underrated defense, in my opinion.
True.
You know what I mean? And I think that's what won him the fight. It was really defense versus defense because he was landing his shots on Canelo and Canelo couldn't defend it. Right. But when Canelo tried to put his will on Bivol, it was easy for him to defend it. So you got to give Bivol his fucking strike.
That's what I'm
defense.
saying. Like,
I do.
I mean, I'm not saying that you didn't. I'm just saying, you know, general.
So, Adi, now we talked about Canelo. Now let's get to the 41-0, 31 knockout, Mr. Terence Bud Crawford. He's jumping up 2 weight classes, y'all. We've been talking about it, everything. How does he approach this fight against the future Hall of Famer, Canelo Alvarez?
Yeah, Terence Crawford is in rare company. The Ukrainian Oleksandr Usyk and the Japanese monster Naoya Inoue join him as the only men to become undisputed in 2 different weight classes. But on September 13th, Bud Crawford is attempting to leave those guys behind and become the only man to become undisputed in 3 different weight classes in the 4-belt era. Okay, so here we going down in history, okay? And so many in the boxing world believe that Terence Crawford would adopt that Cuban roadrunner William Skoll excessive running strategy, but that's not Bud Crawford's style, okay? When he fought the intense and relentless pressure of Sean Porter, he didn't run. He kept his distance, counter-punching combinations, got the 10th round knockout, okay? And so, and the thing is, Sean Porter, he pressured him a lot, and Crawford knocked him down. And then you look at Caleb Plant, he's known for his excellent footwork, but the thing is, he did too much running, and then when Canelo Alvarez is highly motivated, he will cut off that ring, and he will get rid of you, and he'll stop you in that fight, okay? So the trainer, Bo Mack, and Terence Crawford need to be looking at that Dimitri Bivol versus Canelo Alvarez film, all right? Okay. And the crazy part is, Terence Crawford has a 2-inch reach advantage over Dimitri Bivol, all right?
That's crazy, yeah.
And Bivol, he didn't do a lot of running. He kept a comfortable distance in that fight, and he has some masterful outside boxing skills in that fight, and he threw 418 jabs in that fight, okay? And Bud Crawford has an added dimension to his arsenal. He's a switch hitter. He got some things to work with.
Yep.
Definitely. Byron,
Yep.
let the people know what Terence Bud Crawford brings to the table and how he's going to take on Canelo.
I mean, you have, just like I did with Canelo, you have to look at the sparring partners. While they're it's kind of difficult to find all of the sparring partners that have been in there with Crawford. He has been in there with Lester Martinez, and there was, this video kind of circling the internet saying that he was in camp with Carlos Adames. And that is what I wanted to cook on. But that was an old video. That was a very old video. And that was a 135-pound Terence Crawford sparring against a 154-pound Carlos Adames.
Yeah.
And what a lot of, casuals do not know is Crawford very rarely spars opponents that are his same size. He looks a division higher or sometimes 2 division higher for sparring partners. And so he's been in there cracking with people that have power. And so I think in this fight, what Crawford is doing in camp is basically refining those boxing tools. Very powerful jab that he can hit you with either hand, and body punching. Lester Martinez would come out and say that he hits hard to the body. So I think he's preparing, while Canelo, if you look at his camp, with the speed, and he might be anticipating a on his back foot kind of moving around Terence Crawford, but I think he's going to run into what Spence ran into. Somebody that's not going to run, and he'll sit there with his jab and hurt you with that jab and basically use your momentum coming in to win exchanges. And as slow-footed as Canelo is, he can easily move around with angles and just make this a boxing match. Make it a boxing match and kind of surprise him with your power. I like Lester Martinez. That's a big puncher at 168. I like having him in camp to bang, because I don't think Canelo has the same pop that he had 7-8 years ago. I don't. While some people will say that, it just lied dormant, during his tomato can era, I don't believe that. I think if you put yourself in a realm where you're fighting this lesser competition, you kind of become that lesser competition. And while Canelo is or was a great fighter, I don't think, you have to look at the people that he doesn't want to fight. You have to look at the fact that you're an undisputed champion at 168 and you never fought David Benavidez. And it's not because David Benavidez did anything, it's because you didn't want to fight with somebody that was a better boxer than you. And I think Terence Crawford checks, the advantage in a lot more categories in this fight than Canelo Alvarez. He's the better boxer, he has the better jab, he's the better ring general. And the only thing we can say about Canelo, he's bigger and he possibly has more power. So I like what he's doing. Now, the one thing that I originally said, I didn't like the fact that he didn't take some type of fight in this buildup. But in the past few weeks, looking at Bomac and a couple interviews that Sean Porter, who actually went into the camp, witnessed some sparring, they have for the past year basically been in camp, preparing his body, getting him acclimated to be at 170, getting him comfortable, no crazy weight cuts, because a lot of people have said that Crawford is a weight bully, but no crazy weight cuts. He looks comfortable, he looks strong, and we already know that he is the better boxer in this fight.
We can say Canelo has a better chin than Crawford.
We can say that?
Yeah, he has a better chin than Terence Crawford.
Canelo definitely has.
Has Crawford been knocked down?
Yes.
Yes.
When did he get knocked
Gamboa.
down? Oh yeah, Gamboa did get him.
Yeah.
Mean Machine Kavalauskas, he got knocked down, but the ref did
It wasn't a
not rule
knockdown.
it.
See, here you go with the, you can't.
I didn't come with the
He always want to do a technicality with his
Also-
but Gamboa did clip him. But
Yes. Also, people have this misconception that Canelo is older than Crawford.
He's
but-
No.
No, Crawford is the older fighter.
he has
About
more
3
fights.
years.
More
Right,
fights.
Right.
But no.
But I mean, just generally, a lot of people think that Canelo is the one older than Crawford because of the fights.
Yeah, he's been in so many fights.
Yeah.
Hard. So now you have to talk about Bud Crawford. How is he going to approach this fight against Canelo? What can he do to better his chances of winning this fight?
Terence, in my opinion, has to outbox Canelo for 12 long rounds. And is it possible? Yes.
Yes,
It is possible.
absolutely.
Laura, Bivol, Mayweather all outbox Canelo for 12 rounds. All right. I think Crawford is coming up in weight to fight Canelo. So the key to his success would be his ability to have a slick defense and land counter shots without staying in there too long, where Canelo could land his shots. So I think that's going to be a gift and a curse, right? So the gift is that he does have a slick defense and he is fast, but the curse is that he is moving up to a weight class that he never fought before, and you can't expect someone that's just moving up to a weight class to carry up the same conditioning and the same stamina that they have from the lighter weight classes.
That's a fair point.
So it's only a matter of time before, and I hate to reference this fight, before we see, hopefully we don't see Amir Khan versus Canelo. And if you guys remember the fight, Amir Khan successfully outboxed Canelo straight for 4 to 5 rounds, I believe. And then in the 6th round, he got caught, and they should have pulled the ambulance directly up to the boxing ring. I thought he was dead.
Yeah.
So Crawford has to... He has to outbox Canelo. He has to maintain a safe distance from Canelo for 12 full rounds. Is it possible? Yes. But given a certain weight restriction that he's dealing with moving up, it's that much harder to do. So
let me ask you, you could chime in if you want this too, Byron. How important is Bud Crawford's chin in this fight? Because once again, I know Byron's told me 100 times that he's been sparring with his
bigger
weight
guys.
class with bigger guys. But still, in a boxing fight against one of the greats, the all-time greats in Canelo Alvarez, like how important, is it going to be for him to really be able to take? Because eventually Canelo, he will get some punches. I think he will. How important is his chin going to be in this fight?
Well, I'm trying to think the last time Canelo knocked somebody out by punching him in the face. Well, like seriously, do you guys remember the last time?
It's been a while.
Caleb Plant, that was by a body shot, right?
It was a body shot.
Yeah.
And he basically wore him down. Caleb
Right.
Plant actually fought a great fight against him, but Caleb Plant, over his career, he fades in the championship rounds. That's like the only thing with him. I feel like he's not fighting in his most successful weight.
Yeah.
I think he goes back to 160 and he the man.
He
fades in those fights. But to get to your point, you're absolutely right. Canelo no longer has that one punch knock you out. It has to be an accumulation.
Right.
And Terence Crawford, again, it's kind of, you got to look at the stats of this. You got to look at the fact that he's not the bigger fighter. He's fighting the guy that's moving up, but Crawford's sitting at 5'8". He's sitting at 5'7.5". He coming in with a 70-inch reach. Crawford got a 74-inch reach. So Crawford has the tools, just his physical tools, to keep you off of me, because I have his jab is a straight. So it's like you said, a gift and a curse. You can look Canelo in the face and say the same damn thing. Like, your offense can hurt you. Shout out to Earl Spence. Your offense can hurt you against me because I can counterpunch just as good as you. And what the misconception is, can Terence Crawford hurt Canelo? But there's different levels of hurt. He can have his chin and still get knocked down. You could get aggressive and be like, you know what? I'm down 4 rounds against him. Now I gotta do something to get on the inside. Some of those wing punches he was throwing against William Skull. Imagine him doing that against Terence Crawford, who won't run back and who'll pull Plant down and try to land a shot when you're off balance. That's the calculating counterpuncher that he is.
That worries me, though, because Canelo in the power department, if he lands a flush shot on Crawford's body, that is a very detrimental punch. Now, I'm not saying that Crawford won't be able to take it. I'm just saying, hey, man, people have gotten hurt, like severely hurt with that shot. You remember that guy's arm? Remember when Canelo was like, man, this guy's blocking so much, and he started punching
the arms,
and the arm was all swollen at the end of the fight.
Mm-hmm.
That guy was a big dude. Crawford ain't no big dude. When he comes to fight, you can see his ribs. Imagine Canelo hitting. Well, let's take Canelo out the equation. Just anybody, for argument's sake. Straight shots to those ribs. Man, that's a damaging blow.
But how many straight shots is he gonna get? Like that's
a good question.
Right,
too,
you were basically saying that he's gonna be elite on the front foot. And when is the last time we've seen Canelo fighting on the front foot looking like a world beater?
It only takes one hard shot to that rib to change.
Y'all know what I think about Imagination Land.
No, but I mean, if you get caught, around time, that's gonna change the way you fight. Look at Ryan Garcia when he fought Tank. He got caught with that body shot, and that's what changed the fight for him. And then what happened next? Simo?
Ryan Garcia was going to lose.
All right,
that
so
fight anyway.
Byron, real quick. All right, so Byron, go ahead. I mean, I remember a couple fights ago when he did fight Earl Spence. You said 7th round, 9th round knockout. Excuse me, and you was right on the money.
I was.
What do you got this time?
Listen, man, I want to live in the Stan world. I want to go to the Stan world. I want to see how it is. You morons that live in the comment section, it be some people in there with some common sense.
Boy, Bud Crawford losing, they gonna go crazy.
But mostly, you guys are emotional stands, and you know what? I'm on some Shakur Stevenson shit right now. I wanna, Shakur Stevenson. He stepped out of his realm of greatness when he fought Zepeda. He's like, I'm gonna lay on the ropes. I'm not gonna go to what makes me great. I want to live in y'all land, so I'm gonna live in y'all land. And I'm not gonna go at this, analytically. I want to use my standage, my emotion, the fact that Bud Crawford is my favorite fighter. Because let me tell you something.
That's real.
Bud Crawford is fighting for something way more greater than basically money. He's fighting for boxing supremacy. Because if Bud Crawford wins this fight, he is numero uno. You can't put anybody over him. He's in the greatest conversations with the greatest guys because he will have a record that we will probably never see eclipse. We will never see again in a 4-belt era a guy that gets 3 divisions. And in the way that in the manner that he's gotten these belts and what he's going to do in this fight, it is going to cement that. Terence Crawford, this is one thing that Adi said. Adi said that there is no way that Terence Crawford could win a unanimous decision because the judges love Canelo, and I agree with that.
Oh,
I agree with that. But
okay,
Terence Crawford needs to do something to take that element out of it. And what will he do? Terence Crawford will knock Canelo down in this fight.
Knock him down.
Terence Crawford will win a unanimous decision. Canelo will get knocked down in this fight. Damn. And that is because Crawford will hurt him to the body, and it will be punishment. He will punish him for 12 rounds because he's got a better jab. He's got a better jab.
He snuck one in.
He's got a better jab. Wait a minute. He's got a better jab.
Crawford's going to hurt Canelo to the body.
He's going to hurt him to the body.
Let him cook.
Come on.
He's going to hurt him to the body.
Canelo ain't never been hurt to the body.
And he's going to get hurt to the body on September 13th. He's going to get dropped for the first time in his career. And let's go to the analytics of it then.
This ain't anime, man.
In his career, in Crawford's career, 12 fighters have received their very first knockdown courtesy of him.
That is true.
That's 12 fighters
Okay.
compared to Canelo's 4.
Talk to
so
him.
a lot of you guys, when you guys have been looking down on this man his entire career. It's gonna take some Sylvester Stallone shit. This is gonna take some Rocky shit. Ooh. And we're gonna see it. Crawford is not he's not in this for money. He's in this for greatness. He's fighting for something that Canelo has said that he's achieved.
You got me fired up right now.
Said that he's achieved. He said that he was the man over boxing, and Crawford is going to take that from him. And the only way he's gonna take that from him, he's gonna hurt him, he's gonna knock him down, and then he's gonna unanimous decision. Unanimous decision, Terence Crawford, September 13th.
Boy, you fired me up with that. That's what I'm talking about. Byron with unanimous decision. He said he gonna tear the body up. He gonna tear the body up. Adi, do you agree with Byron?
Well, let's see here. Terence Crawford is attempting to move past Alexander Usyk for that fighter of the decade status, and the victory over Canelo would do that. Now, Canelo Alvarez, he has 2 fights at 175, and he has 3 fights against one of the hardest heavy-hitting middleweights of all time, Triple G, okay, and he didn't get hurt. All right, Canelo would not fight nothing like the Uzbek dancer, the dance machine, Israel Madrimov, okay? Madrimov was all hesitant and cautious. He was afraid to get knocked out by Bud Crawford. Canelo was not going to be afraid of Bud Crawford's power. And Bud Crawford spent nearly a decade at the 140 and 147-pound division. And this is why, if you look at the betting odds, you see that Canelo is a negative 205 favorite, okay? And Bud Crawford is a plus 158. He only fought at 154 once. I'm picking Canelo Alvarez. Unanimous decision. He's not getting knocked down. He doesn't get hurt. He doesn't get knocked down. The man's getting a unanimous decision, and, the judges love him. Remember, Adelaide Byrd in that Triple G fight, the first fight, hey, man, He's gonna win by unanimous decision.
I love when these guys pick opposite. Hardcore bangers. You gonna be the tie? Are you gonna be the tiebreaker between?
I'm gonna be
them?
the tiebreaker.
Who are you picking? Who's winning this fight?
All right,
You
so I'm
already
gonna tell you.
know. You already know.
You never
I'm
know.
gonna tell you.
You
I'm
never
gonna
know.
tell you. I'm gonna tell you. Right.
You never know.
All right. So first thing first. When have you ever seen Terence Crawford physically hurt any of the fighters when he moved up, aside from Spence? When after he fought Spence, did he hurt any of the guys he fought?
Oh,
Madrimov didn't give him a chance to.
Madrimov was
on
moving.
the
He was playing. He was fighting very tentative. He was very cautious.
And Crawford
He was
didn't push in
moving
that fight. He didn't push.
He didn't push, and that was at 154.
154.
Correct.
154, correct.
Crawford at the end of that fight, do y'all remember what his face looked like? Did he look beat up a little bit in that fight? I mean, I mean, he had some puffy stuff.
It was a little something there.
So it would be fair to say that he got touched
He got touched.
from about 154, right? That was 154.
That was
Okay.
154.
That was 154. Okay.
All right. So let's get on down to what I have here on this piece of paper. So here's what's gonna happen in this fight, and I'm just gonna be honest.
Let's go.
All right, I'm just gonna let it out.
Let it out.
Man, Canelo gonna knock that motherfucker out, man.
Yes,
Listen,
yes.
it's gonna end up just like fucking Amir Khan. He's gonna come out, all that fast shit, all that bullshit,
All of it.
and it's only gonna take one fucking solid motherfucking meat from a taco that's gonna lay this motherfucker out. And I'm telling you right now.
Okay.
All right. You're hearing it here first. It's not
bangers.
going to a decision, man. Canelo know he got a point to prove. He know this motherfucker's coming up from these lighter divisions. He understands that, hey, motherfuckers want to see Crawford fucking win. He's gonna turn this guy into a fucking example.
People wanted.
He's
People
gonna
wanted.
make an example.
gonna
People
make
wanted to see Charlo win.
And how did that play out?
It was horrible. He couldn't do anything.
Charlo
He
ran.
couldn't do
ran for
anything.
his life in that fight.
And he
Yo,
landed shots and everything. He didn't do anything.
That's
in
the
that
only
fight.
way the fight's gonna fucking make it to the final round
No
is
way.
if Crawford put on. Some
He was so
fucking-
excited to make it to 12 rounds.
No
Man.
way. No way.
Man.
No
But you
way.
know what? I mean, let's be honest. Crawford, should be honored to share the ring with the great Canelo. You know what I'm saying?
You hear that,
Like,
Byron? That
so,
ain't right.
I mean,
He should be honored.
I mean, to be given the opportunity
Yeah.
to fight, undisputed for the third chance to be undisputed.
Yeah.
Couldn't happen without Canelo. Ain't that right?
That's true. That's kind of
And it wouldn't have happened if he hadn't duck Benavidez, because he wouldn't even be in that
So
spot
what
if he fought
round?
him.
What round is Bud Crawford getting knocked out in? Eighth round knockout.
8-round knockout.
Canelo.
Hey,
That
look,
ain't gonna
he-
happen.
He ain't gonna get up for the first minute.
Ooh, he gonna be sleep? You saying he gonna leave out that sleep? Man, he ain't gonna even be able to do the
All around
interview?
his head, man. No interview. Straight to the hospital. Straight to the hospital.
Look, man, I'm so excited for this fight. I am excited because as much as Canelo been fighting some, for lack of a better word, BS fights.
And he knows it.
Yeah.
He has to capitalize. He knows it.
But he is he's a Hall of Fame caliber boxer going against another Hall of Fame caliber boxer. And we could talk about the weight classes and all that, but I'm with Byron. I got Terence Bud Crawford only because I think he's just gonna outbox him.
He's fighting for something bigger.
I just think the outbox. I don't think Terence Bud Crawford is going. Now I don't agree with Byron that he's going to knock down Canelo. I don't agree with that. But I think over the rounds, I think Bud Crawford will impose himself and he will show himself as a stronger fighter. And he's got more of a deeper bag right now. And I think the fact that Canelo, his last 6 fights, he hasn't fought the competition. This is definitely going to be the best boxer he's seen.
And you don't just knock out your best competition that you fought in 10 fights. You don't just knock that person out. And so if for an 8th round knockout to happen, Canelo got to be something that he ain't been in 8 fights, right?
Yeah.
You have to say that. He has to navigate a better jab from an opponent. He has to navigate a better boxer. So if he hasn't knocked out his last 7, who were at his weight, he's only going to knock out Crawford because he's coming up.
So the way that you're going off of his opponents is what's the problem? Okay, let's be honest.
What you mean?
So Crawford is coming up. All the other Canelo's opponents, they fought differently. William Skull basically turned his back and ran the whole fight. How are you going to knock someone out that's running?
Cut the ring off.
Okay. With someone like that, it's extremely difficult. It's extremely difficult. Okay. And then you have Berlanga, who came in at 200 and what? 20 pounds.
He didn't get knocked out.
He didn't get knocked out, but he got dropped.
He got knocked out that next fight.
Evan Siraj knocked him out. Evan Siraj knocked him out.
Shiraz ain't even a big puncher.
Yeah, he got
but
knocked out.
Come on, man.
But Evan Siraj was coming up from 160.
Hold on. I do have a response. I got a response.
Yeah, you got a response.
It was his first big payday. What you think he did after that Canelo fight?
He went and spin tricked
Oh,
off.
he was.
Come on,
kicking
man.
it.
If we talking about a young, there ain't no
The
excuse, bro. He's a
excuses
young
for
man.
Canelo's
He's-
opponents is endless. We can literally do 2 shows about the
All
excuses.
right, we could
for his
go on
opponents.
all day, but man, listen, I got Bud Crawford unanimous
Canelo,
decision.
easy money.
I got him in
Easy
unanimous
money.
decision. You've
Easy
been watching
money.
Spectator Sporting. I'm Zach Roach.
Canelo.
My partner, Mr. Adi Wally. Shout out to Harv Warbangers. Check
Viva
the
la
shirt out.
Mexico.
Check him out. Byron, with
Day
that
of the Dead, September
with the
13th.
cool
Day of the
shirt
Dead,
on.
baby.
Make sure you go on Spectator, subscribe to that page, like, subscribe, comment. We out. Peace.
Peace.
Knockout. Yeah, you want to bet that, motherfucker? We can bet that.